Welcome back to another Ask Dan Anything. I'm Dan Munro, confidence coach and founder of the BROJO community. And today we have a question from a book reader. Sven has sent in a question after reading my book, Nothing to Lose. And it's quite a good question. I had to think about this one for a while. And this is his question. This is how he words it. He says, Dan, you said that it is better to dismiss the cause and effect relationship because it is too inflexible. Living by the value of curiosity, one should always test new behaviours and keep those that are better than the old ones. Isn't that the same as cause and effect? I tested a new behaviour, cause, and I experienced some result, effect. To give you guys a bit of context here, in my book, Nothing to Lose, I talk about causal attribution bias, or what I call cause and effect bias, which is that we humans tend to believe that there are cause and effect relationships between things, and yet almost everything has an exception. So a cause and effect relationship, the idea that something 100% of the time causes the same result, is a fallacy, and that it actually can be very unhelpful for us to believe this. So for example, racism would be, I believe that this race causes this problem. Now, to believe in that, even if there was evidence to support that sometimes that is true, will only lead to harm and will cut off your ability to be curious. You'll believe you know a cause and effect relationship and you won't be open to any new ideas. So that's kind of what I say in the book, that believing in cause and effect relationship only closes you off to curiosity, where curiosity is always asking, what else is there? What are the exceptions? What doesn't match my belief? What breaks my rules? Now Sven's asking, well, how is this different to testing a new behaviour, being curious in your behaviour, and finding that it creates a new result? Is that not cause and effect as well? How should we dismiss that? So let me kind of clarify here. When I say causal attribution bias or cause and effect bias, I'm talking about this 100% certainty that we have. This idea that this will always lead to that. This always concept. Rather than correlation, which this is sometimes linked to that, or this sometimes happens at the same time that that happens, and they may or may not be related, or this sometimes causes that, but not in these situations and not in these contexts. Cause and effect says this 100% makes that happen. You know, I'm always angry because this person pissed me off. That's always the case. There's no other openness to a possibility that maybe, hey, I pissed myself off, or maybe I'm mad because of something that happened in my childhood and it's just triggered by this and there's nothing to do with this really, and so on. It closes off your mind to those possibilities for deeper growth and learning. So when I say that, I'm not saying that something can't cause something, but what I'm saying is the true cause is unknown to us. If, say, someone throws something at my face and I get mad, I'll think them throwing something made me mad. But actually it's my inability to handle having something thrown in my face that makes me mad. If I could handle that, if I was some Buddhist monk who practiced the discipline of acceptance for 20 years, that wouldn't piss me off. You know, there's actually a great example just popped into my head. There is a Shaolin Buddhist monk. I think those are compatible. Anyway, he's a mixed martial artist, and he's known for just standing there in the ring and just getting his head punched, you know, multiple times. He doesn't even defend himself. He just takes the punches. He's obviously going through some sort of development thing where he's inuring himself to pain or something like that. But he's a great example of somebody who's unaffected by being punched in the face. So it shows even something that extreme you can be unaffected by. So to say that somebody throwing something in your face pisses you off, to say that them throwing it is the cause of your anger, is incorrect. You cause your own anger based on a lifetime of events, and you'll never be able to dictate one of those as the main cause. You built up to this. So a trigger or a catalyst is not a cause, and we often mistake that. Now, if I test a new behaviour, cause, and experience some result, effect, is that not the same as cause and effect? What I'd say is, in a sense, that effect happened after you did what you did, but no, it's not a cause. Let's say I'm trying a new behaviour, like I'm going to try being more honest when I'm dating. And I go on a date and I'm more honest, and it seems like the girl likes me more. Am I saying that me being more honest makes girls like me more? No. Just that this one happened to like me, and it happened to happen after I was more honest. But they might not actually be related. She might have such neediness for anybody that she'll like anybody who speaks. It might be something I said. It might be the way I look reminds her of her favourite ex. I'll never know why she's actually attracted to me, and she'll never know either. When I say try and test out a new behaviour, it's not for the effect. The effect part, the outcome, is irrelevant. What I'm trying to figure out, if there is a cause and effect relationship, is does behaving with integrity cause me to feel better about who I am? Now, this isn't really cause and effect. This is more about engaging in a process that lines up with your values. When I say cause and effect in this situation, I mean, does doing what you do feel more like you're living by your values in that moment? Now, that doesn't mean that that specific behavior will always cause you to feel like you have integrity, because it only applied to that moment in time. If me being more, let's say me being honest means standing up to my boss. Now, later on, I'm like, okay, so me standing up for myself feels good. I felt good after doing that. So now I'll just go around standing up for myself all the time. But if you're in a situation where someone requires your compassion, they've just lost a loved one, and you're like, you know what, you can't cry in my house, and you're just standing up for yourself all the time, you're going to step away from your values. So this is what I mean by not getting lost in cause and effect. You standing up for yourself didn't make you feel like you had integrity. You standing up for yourself in that moment was an act of integrity. It's all one. It's whole. Later on, integrity will mean something else and something else again. There'll never be one cause to the effect of having integrity. In fact, there'll be millions of causes. So many variables go into having integrity. You have to decide in the moment. That flexibility is about understanding no one behavior is going to give me that sense of integrity. I will have to adapt to every single moment. There'll be these microscopic cause and effect relationships, but they'll be unique in every moment. So, trying to sort of sum that up, because this is quite a difficult question to answer. When I say dismiss cause and effect, what I mean is you never know the real cause of something because you have to trace it all the way back through the history of time, and you'll never be able to do that. You'll never know the one thing that caused the other thing because it just doesn't work that way. Variables, we're not in a laboratory, there's too many variables to decide which one had the main role, and you know for sure that none of them were 100% the only factor involved. So that's what I mean by dismissing cause and effect relationship. Any cause you come up with is a myth. And when I say exploring new behavior with curiosity, what I mean is in the moment, a unique spontaneous behavior that lines up with your values for that moment. That might change the next moment. Your behavior might have been really perfect for that moment and totally unsuitable for the next one. And that's what integrity is about. So Sven, I hope that answers your questions. For those of you interested in diving deeper into this and getting into more detail, grab a copy of Nothing to Lose from Amazon, and don't forget to send your questions through dan@brojo.co.nz. I'm making it my mission to answer them all, and of course subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to know more, and I'll catch you next time.